season, that time of life that is so busy. So how wonderful that we're actually going to talk about Axio, which can help tremendously while all of those people are going through their holiday season and feeling probably a little overwhelmed, drained, stressed out, and you have something on your hands that can help them. So we are going to get started. I'm going to share my screen, and I am so grateful that I get to not only do the Sunday training because you guys, I was just telling Chrissy actually, like I remember, I'm just going to share a little bit about when I went back to school for nutrition. One of the classes I had to take was on communication, I think, and presentations. And I was blessed enough to go through this with a friend who's now in the business with me too. Give a shout out to Janet. And I remember saying to her, I'm gonna take an F. I'm going to take an F on my final because my final was that I had to do a presentation and our instructor was in New York. And so we needed to do a presentation and we needed to record it and send it off. And I was like, oh, heck no, I'm going to take an F. But thankfully I had a friend that was like, you've gone this far, you have to do this. So the fact that I get to show up and do something like this just really blows my mind because I never thought I was going to walk into a space like this. But what I want to say is you never know what opportunities come your way. And that's why we're all here. And we said yes to Life Vantage for a lot of different reasons. Everybody shows up for something different. But keep saying yes and keep yourself open to the opportunities because Life Vantage can offer you a tremendous opportunity to grow yourself personally. And that's what exactly has happened to me. So I am honored and privileged to be with you here on Sunday night. So let's get started. So we're talking about Axio, which is brain performance, and it ignites long-lasting power, concentration, and focus. Now, who doesn't need a little bit of that, right? We all need that in our life. So Axio comes in a number of different flavors, and there is a decaffeinated and a caffeinated. So what exactly is it? So we talk a lot about NR2 activation, right? That is in our flagship product, Protandim. Well, what Axio does is it's NRF2 activation for the brain. There's particular ingredients in Axio that actually turns on the pathways and helps the brain to be more focused and have the mental clarity. Now, why talk about, why we have this reminder of what Axio can do for you? I think we're all in this mind-blowing place of what NAD is doing, right? Let's just be real. We're all like on fire about this right now and having tremendous results across the board. But let's not forget what we have as well. And let's also not forget that it's the synergy of all the products that work together to help the body to perform and be its best. So don't leave out your drink every day or 2 drinks, or for me, 3 sometimes. Don't forget to still have that because it's the power of all of the ingredients and all of the products working together so that you are working at your highest level and your best performance. So what exactly are some of the benefits? So I placed them here on the slide so you can see. So we have mental endurance, concentration, memory retention, physical and mental focus, positive moods, brain resilience and attention, and reduces mental fatigue and fog. So you are going to have an opportunity in the next couple of months to be around a lot of people. You might be standing in lines at the store. You're going to be standing in long lines, maybe doing returns, purchases. You'll be out on Black Friday. And you know what? You're going to be standing next to a lot of people who are holding their cups of coffee, their Red Bulls, their Monster drinks, because people are going to be searching and seeking for that energy so they can stay awake longer, so they can get done all of the things they need to get done during this holiday season. So that's why I want to remind you that this is the benefit of this product, and it's what people are craving and searching for right now. Now let's talk about a couple of the other benefits with Axio, which is that it's gluten-free, it's vegan, it's low carb, it's a natural sweetener, natural colors, natural flavors, and no added sugar. And in a little while, I'm going to talk about some of the energy products that are on the market and really how they compare. And most of you probably already know, but I want to help you with how to have those conversations with people on how you can plant seeds, on get them thinking of what they're currently drinking, but what they can replace their current drink with. So let's talk about a couple of the ingredients in Axio. So when I was first introduced to LifeVantage, and for some of you, you know my story, but I was a mom that was super, super open and searching and looking for something that could help my son who has a diagnosis of fetal alcohol syndrome, ADHD, lots of different things. But I was looking for something to help his body to become more regulated, for him to have that mental clarity and that mental focus. So I actually looked up some of the individual ingredients because I was intrigued, like what is it that's actually in this drink? DMAE kind of pretty much blew my mind. If you guys really dig into it and look, they've actually done some studies on DMAE versus Adderall even too. So what we're looking at is this herb supports normal brain and nervous system function. It helps to optimize attention, memory without an overstimulation. So a lot of times with some of the energy drinks, you get that high, so you'll get that overstimulation. But the problem is what goes up must come down. And so then there's that crash that occurs. That's what makes Axio super unique, is it's like an adaptogenic, which means it brings your body into balance. So what's high can come into balance and what's low can come up. And it's really that stable feeling that people can get when drinking this. So it's that alertness without all of the jitters. Green tea extract, as you all know, that's in protandem as well. It's a natural source of caffeine and it provides a natural energy boost. New Zealand pine bark, which is one of the components that is an NRF2 activator. It supports optimal mental performance. L-theanine this is a product that I was actually using for my son prior to Axio, just in a little tablet on its own, because we were looking for something, again, to bring him into balance, to have that alertness. And this product really helped kind of bring him a little bit down, but not quite enough. We never achieved what we needed to achieve until he started drinking Axio and having some of the other products with LifeVantage. And then quercetin, it's known for its antioxidant function and it helps boost cellular function. So all of these ingredients synergistically work together for that brain cognition. And it really helps too. I've seen across the board people who struggle with depression and anxiety. It really helps to alleviate some of those symptoms as well. So who is your potential, they call avatar, or your Axio customer that you're looking for? This is specifically designed for athletes. So how about those athletes who want that mental focus and that performance? They want to be on and they want to be in the zone, and they need to have the distractions, the things that are happening around them. They need to be able to push that out and be able to focus. Students, especially right now, we're coming to the end of the quarter. We have finals that are coming up for our kiddos. And here's the deal with our kids today. They are burning the candle at both ends. They are running like crazy. When you're talking to teenagers right now, they're not getting enough sleep. They're having a hard time performing. The stress and anxiety that they feel inside is off the charts. And so we have something that can help serve them and help them feel more balanced. So then I also put on here neurological diagnoses across the board. Any of these kiddos that have any kind of neurological diagnoses that really need help with that brain performance, this product, hands down, needs to get into their body. And then I put any person that's breathing, because it really is made for anyone. So people are more stressed than ever before. And so you have the opportunity to have those conversations with them and help them, because there's people that are out there looking. So what are some of the top energy drinks that people are going for right now? Well, I put them here on the left side of the screen so you can see, but look at what this energy drink market is doing right now. $11.7 billion a year being spent on the energy drink market. That blows my mind. The energy drink consumption has gone up from previous years by 15%. So that that tells you right now, those are people that are out seeking, and there's more and more seeking. I hate to call these drinks a supplement. That doesn't feel right to me. However, that is how the FDA looks at it and where they put it. And it is number 2 in consumption behind a multivitamin. That really struck me as well. So what kind of money is being spent, and what are the top popular products? We have Red Bull. That's coming in at $3 billion in yearly sales. Monster's at 1.5, and Rockstar is at 202 million. And then the new one that I've been seeing a lot of, and I see it, my boys play sports, and I have one in high school. And what I'm seeing amongst the kids right now, I see a lot of Red Bull, but what I'm starting to see now is one called Bang, and it's the newest one that's on the market. And so this is really concerning to me though, because it's the combination of sugar and caffeine that's giving these kids this really big high, and that's what they're searching for and seeking, because they can't get through some of their things that they need to get through. So the generation or the age group, I should say, that's mostly buying these products are young teens and young adults, or young teens to young adults. So we have like 12, 13 up into the 25 to 30-year-olds that's mostly consuming these products. And so let's look at the cost of that. So what is the cost of an energy drink? And it really is dependent upon where you live, right? But here in Arizona, the cost is anywhere from $1.80, which is on sale, up until $3 to even $3.50. I've even seen at some convenience stores. And so if you really take a moment next time that you're in a convenience store, if you go, like you're getting gas or something, you walk in and just watch. I love to just watch people. And it is like that revolving door of energy drinks that's happening. And so if you ever need to know if you have a purpose in what you have, just watch that for a moment, because you do. So Axio, with tax and shipping, if they only buy Axio, comes out to be $2 a stick. So you have an answer to give to somebody that's more cost effective, better for their health, and gives them that long sustaining energy. That mental focus, the clarity that they're looking for. And it's not something that's offered in any other drink. And here's the great part too. It's something that they can conveniently take with them. It's not that I have to stop, I have to walk in, I have to get this. It's conveniently put in the vehicle and taken with them. So what do conversations look like that you can have with people? If you allow yourself to be a question asker, even to strangers, you will be amazed at what people will share with you. Just standing in lines or being at the grocery store on a daily basis, I have conversations with people. And typically when you start up those conversations, people, if they're open, right, are willing to share and talk as well. And so some of the questions that you can ask are, what do you like best about the drink that you're having? You literally can ask that. It's like, oh, so you have a Red Bull. What do you like about that? Like, just be inquisitive. If they say, oh gosh, my energy is so low and this really helps me. Oh, well, what do you do for a living? Do you have a really busy lifestyle? Like, just start asking those kind of questions and allow people to share and tell you what they're going through. And that conversation, you'll be amazed of what it can lead to. And it will just give you opportunities to say, are you open to something? I understand how you're feeling. I felt the same way before. And I am so full of gratitude because I had the opportunity to learn about a natural product that was able to help get me through my day without the highs and without the lows. And now I have a sustained energy. My brain fog is lifted, my mental focus. I feel better than I've ever felt before. Would you be open to me telling you more about it? And if they're not, they're not, but you have to at least open that conversation, because you know that what they're having is not good for them. And if you were to even ask most of the people, if you were to ask them if they think it's good for them, most of them would say, oh, I know it's super bad for me, but I don't know what else to do. I mean, honestly, a lot of people do know that a lot of those drinks are not good for them. And then I also wanted to mention, if they are not loaded with sugar, they're using an artificial sweetener in it that's giving them that sweet flavor. So what if you really look at the ingredients that are in the energy drinks that are available on the market, they're full of a lot of ingredients that are not clean. So they're not helping the body in any kind of way. And it's a fake energy. It's not a real energy. And so what we're offering is a clean, real energy that can help people, like not only during the day, help with their energy, but it also helps them with their sleep at night, because we know that if they can get their body in that good rhythm, that they're going to be able to recover and rest at night as well. So that's what I have to share with you today. I just really wanted to just touch on why Axio is so necessary for you to keep sharing with so many people. Keep bringing it into your body as well, but don't stop sharing the benefits of Axio, because again, just to review what I said in the beginning, if NAD is doing what it's doing with Nerf 1 and Nerf 2, imagine what it's also still doing for Axio in our brain. So it's really the synergy of all of those products working beautifully, and you have an answer for so many kids that aren't making the right choices. And it really just comes down to them not being educated. So we are educators. So continue to be out there in the world, sharing, educating, and getting this into people's bodies. So thank you for your time this evening and for listening about Axio. I'm excited to hear about all your continued success for the rest of the year. I'm going to pass it back to Dr. Chrissy, who is going to shed some light, some really good clarity for us on how to talk to other medical practitioners out there. I know that that can be a really uneasy place to be in, of how do I start those conversations? And I really do feel like there is a wrong way to do it. And maybe some of us have gone through that before, or we're just too nervous just to step out and have that conversation. So Dr. Chrissy's going to share with us the best way to approach. And I just want to say this too. I love being able to do this with Dr. Chrissy, and the conversations we get to have beforehand and the connection we get to have beforehand. Maria was kind enough to partner the two of us together a couple of months ago, and it's just been super fun to be able to get to know her. And what an honor, you guys, to be able to work with such a caliber of medical professionals in this industry and in the products that we have. I mean, it blows my mind who we get to work with on a daily basis. So thank you all so much. Dr. Chrissy, take it away. You're muted, girl. Unmute you.
All right, Diane. All right. That's hilarious. All right. Well, thank you so much, Stephanie. That was fantastic. And I got to say right back at you, I feel very thankful to get to do this with you. And again, really happy to be here tonight. So, all right, back to what I was talking about earlier. I've been a chiropractor for 25 years. I've come from a family of chiropractors. So I was asked to touch on how to approach a chiropractor or a healthcare professional. So I want to break this into 3 different categories. I want to talk to the person who maybe has a personal relationship or is a patient of a chiropractor. That'll be one thing. The second one I'm going to touch on is maybe you have a family or friend or someone who is friends with a chiropractor or someone who works in a chiropractic office. And then last but not least is a straight up cold call, if you will, or just visiting, you know, trying to touch base with someone you have never met, which is difficult to do, but salespeople do it. So I'm going to touch on what my experience has been, because I have had my office for years. So I'm going to tell you some things that people have done that have actually got to me and how they did it. So let's get started. Maybe. Okay. All right. So we're going to start with a professional. You're looking for a professional that you happen to be a patient or you know. And so people you know, also think about this. You meet people at your BNI group, maybe if you're in a networking situation or you're on a sports team or in a social gathering. So that would work as well. I'm gonna hit this more from a product side to start with. If, for example, someone comes in to me, they would say, hey, I've started something really new, and they would start to tell me their story. And as a provider of services to somebody, you're gonna listen. I mean, I would expect that your doctor would listen to what you're saying. If you're telling them something that is helpful and useful and something that's helping them, they're going to listen. And what you can do is ask for their thoughts or their opinions on it. I mean, this is something amazing that's helping you, and would they be willing to take a look at it? And typically they will say yes. They may not be able to do it that second, but what you can say is, hey, could I bring you some more? Can I bring you some information next time? Could I email you some information? I would be really anxious to see it and see what you have to say about it. And what I did is what I would send them is a product information sheet on the NRF2 and maybe the FAQs. And then if you're going to hand deliver it, I would write to biohackandactivate.com with your website and phone number on the paperwork as well, because you never know. I always think of my dad. My dad is a chiropractor, been doing it for years as well, but people will give information. He's super inquisitive and he will dive in and look at stuff later. And we are the same way, and we're not going to do it right at the moment. So if you can give more information, that's good. With the medical professional as well, adding that list of peer-reviewed studies is a really, really good idea as well. All of that stuff can be found underneath your tools as far as your peer-reviewed studies. This is a list of studies, and you can also direct them to PubMed. So that's one thing. You can either shoot them an email with some information, or you can come by next time and drop them off some information. I would make it more casual as opposed to just jumping in and say, hi, boom, here's some information, because they may not, they're going to be like, whoa, 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 back off. They may feel a little, I would feel like that was a little bit too pushy. I would be making it more casual, like, oh my gosh, I'm super excited. This is helping me in this way, etc., and go from there. The last but not least is if they show some interest, get them immediately. We have a huge, huge group here at LifeVantage that are medical professionals of all, from acupuncturists to nutritionists to dietitians to we've got DOs, cardiologists, we've got it all. So get someone in your group, find them, and have them help you connect, because there's going to be another level, just what we call validation there, to really help with there. So I'm going to show you this next one is some sample scripts. It's kind of similar to what I just said. I was talking to my husband about this. He's also a chiropractor. And he said, you know, someone could say, what do you know about oxidative stress? Let's say if someone just comes and tells me that. And regardless of what I would say as a chiropractor or anyone, let's say the social gathering, it doesn't matter. Whatever they say, they could say, well, I don't know much about it. I'm learning about it. Or tell me what you know about it. That's your opportunity to say, the reason I'm asking, I've been taking this product and noticed since I've been taking this activator, I'm feeling better, I'm sleeping better. When I wake up in the morning, my joints and work, whatever your story is, but I'm going to tell you, obviously, be compliant. We don't treat, cure, mitigate anything. So talk about what functionally is doing better in your life. I'm waking up a lot more rested, etc. And they more than likely, hey, I would like you, as my doctor, I would love for you to take a look at it. I would love your input on this. Or secondly, I really respect your opinion, would love to hear your thoughts about it. I just don't know that anyone would say no to that. I mean, you're working with them, or even if it's someone outside that you're not working with, you could still ask them, hey, if you're not your doctor, hey, as a doctor, would you take a look at this? I'd like to know if you think it's something really good. Because one way or the other, they're going to say, well, sure, I'd be happy to take a look at it. I would expect that. Same thing, ask them permission. Can I send you some information? Don't just be like, boom, I'm going to send you some information. I would say, hey, is it okay if I send you some information? Because then you have a way to come back and say, hey, did you get the information? Follow up with it. It doesn't get weird. Don't make it weird. Same thing, email them. And then find out, thank them for it. What's easier for you, email, or should I just drop something by? One way or the other. A lot of this is the same thing over and over. And I always say, remember, your doctor should want to know what you're doing. So same thing. And last but not least, give your doc time. If they agree to take a look at it, don't expect like, hey, can I call you in 1 day? Can I call you in 2 days to get on that? They're very busy, and give them a week or so. I would give them time, unless it depends on your level of relationship. If it's someone you're really comfortable with, you may be able to push it a little bit. But if not, I would say, hey, would it be okay if I check back with you in a week? Give them a chance to have a look at it. All right, this next one is someone that you may be able to connect with through a family member. And I'm using this as like, my sister lives in New Mexico. I live in Arizona. She has a chiropractor she loves. How could she's been on our product. She loves the product. How could I get her to possibly help me connect with them? Same thing. First and foremost, before you ask someone about that or bring that up, I always like to say, do you notice in the office that they have any kind of supplements? Are they open to it? A nutrition? Do they have anything like that? Because that really helps, because we already know that they have a little more open mind, especially coming at it from this angle. And also, if I were as my sister, I would, if someone or a friend, for example, kind of coach them on what to say. Hey, I've been taking this product. I'm really excited about it. I'd love for you to check it out. But you would need to kind of, again, help them out. They may not know what to say, but they would probably be happy to help you, because they're having amazing results. And as a result, if we're able to connect more medical providers to this, we're going to just help more people. Another thing is staff. If you happen to know any staff that works at a chiropractor office that are on the products and loves the products, you might ask them, hey, would you be comfortable speaking with your provider, whoever it may be, whether it's acupuncture, whatever, would you be open to sharing your story with them? And as a result, you automatically can share information, share your video, etc., and then you immediately connect them with someone for third-party validation, because I think that's really important. Not everyone, I got to tell you, most chiropractors, from my perspective, you're in the zone in your chiropractic office and you're just doing your thing, and I've never really opened my brain to anything outside of that. So this was an amazing thing, and I would think the business opportunity with any provider will come. It's going to come because they are looking for more time and they are looking for more money. They're just very skeptical, and so you've got to kind of meet them where they're at. If you can get them, I feel interested in a product, and you can show them results in science and research, and then you finally get that into that moment where they've looked at the video and say, hey, that's interesting, great, let me get your questions answered and get you on a third-party call. That's a great opportunity to bring someone who is doing the business and bring them into it to make it real, because it is real. But I got to just tell you, from before this, I didn't realize, I didn't understand it, and again, super skeptical. So obviously, they're with the number of providers that are even in Life Vantage now, you know they're out there, or we wouldn't all be here. So they're worth it. Okay, last but not least, I'm going to talk about a cold call, a cold visit, and a warm call. The reason I call it a warm call is I don't ever recommend you call the office and ask to speak with a doctor about some amazing medical breakthrough. You're never going to get through. The front desk is going to shut that down immediately. I do recommend people, if you're going to do this, commit to doing it and really plan on just do it. You're now committing to just stick in there for the long haul. Visit like a salesperson would. Build a relationship with the front office staff or the office manager. Be friendly, be dressed well, be upbeat. It's very important to have yourself together when you go and know your products. I would always maybe come in and ask if you could bring in some product sheets to have the doctor take a look at. You may drop some things off. I also recommend dropping off maybe a couple samples of Axio, maybe only one flavor. So maybe on your next visit, you can drop off another flavor, and it's a good reason to follow up. Another thing is when you walk in an office, maybe ask some questions. Go back to like what Steph said. Ask questions and look around. Do you guys offer nutritional supplements? Or find out what kind of office you're dealing with, because that might help you gauge where, if you want to keep rolling in that direction or maybe try another one. But another final thing is they usually can ask the office manager for an email for follow-up. Hey, I'd love you to try the Axio. Can I follow up with you? Get the front desk email. And what's happened in our thing is ongoing regular visits with combination with emails. My office manager eventually comes to me and says, this lady is persistent. She's super nice. She's friendly. She's not pushy. She's great. Would you guys just meet with her? I think it would be worth it. And we've done that. She did offer, several people have offered a lunch. That may be a little extreme, but that is an option that you can do, that you can get 30 minutes of their time. But that's a couple things I want to talk about. Last and not least is the same thing. Commit to a ton of follow-ups. We all know this, follow-up is key, but if you're going to earn either the front desk staff, somebody, basically you're building a relationship with someone in order to get you an opportunity to meet with a provider, just stick with it and do it and be nice and be kind and be friendly and don't be pushy, and just keep going. We have a large database. We are skeptical, and getting that third-party validation from other providers is huge because it's real. From the business aspect, if some of you are super into the business, and I know we all are into the business, but I'm more comfortable with it, going at it with the science, I would mix up some Axio, just like she was saying. When you're walking in the office, shake up your Axio and drink it down and ask, hey, what's that? Hey, this is a clean energy drink, and I've just started into a health and wellness business. This would be a great fit for your practice. Do you have a plan B? You can get out there and say that, because again, chiropractors, all doctors, whether you know it or not, they need more time freedom. And that extra residual income is something we did not understand either. So don't hesitate. Get out there and go after them, but be very respectful and kind and give people time to get there, because it's a different angle. So I hope that is helpful, and I appreciate everyone's time. And with that being said, I think we'll say goodnight. Stephanie, you have any last words?
No, great information. I loved it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for getting on, and have a fantastic week.
Yeah. Talk to y'all soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Great info.
Thank you so much, Chrissy.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here.
You be blessed.